making this announcement in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, laws of the state of New Jersey. The Borough Clerk has prepared a schedule of the meetings of the governing body of the Borough of Kenilworth for the year 2023. The Borough Clerk has posted a true copy of the schedule on the bulletin board located at the front entrance of Borough Hall, and has mailed true copies of the schedule to the local source, the Star-Ledger and the Home News Tribune, and is maintaining a copy of this schedule in her office during the year 2023. Accordingly, the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied in regard to this meeting. Please stand for the salute to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam.
Councilman Finestrella?
Here.
Councilman Morrow?
Here.
Councilman Pence?
Here.
Councilman Puglisi?
Yes.
Councilman Scarice?
Here.
Councilman Zimmerman?
Here.
Okay, Finance Report, Councilman Puglisi.
Thank you, Mayor. The Finance Committee will be meeting next week to discuss the capital budget for 2023, and also in 2 weeks the budget for the operational budget for 2023 will be placed on hearing, and that'll take place here right after the work session. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman. Department of Public Works, Councilman Finestrella.
Thank you, Mayor. First thing I want to point out on today's agenda, I'm proud to announce that the new superintendent of DPW is on the agenda for hire to start tomorrow. The Department of Public Works recent activity, they prepared and cleaned before and after the popular street fair that we had recently. They're currently maintaining all of our municipal parks and cleaning and mowing, and solid waste removal, vegetative waste, and recycling continues weekly. Some of the DPW concerns are we consider the DPW trucks. Impatient drivers creating a serious safety risk for the crew that are working on the roads and on the back of the trucks. For safety, please slow down, wait, or plan an alternate route. All refuse put out to the curb should be manageable. Cardboard should be tied and manageable and prevented from blowing around. Cardboard should be contained, not contain styrofoam and plastic, because once it's thrown into the truck, now the whole lot of recycling has been contaminated. No cans will be put out to the curb larger than 32 gallons. For injury and safety reasons, the DPW crew have discretion and leave behind any large cans that are larger than 32 gallons. They're very understanding. Wish everybody could understand that it is a risk factor to be looking anything that heavy. Vegetative waste placed out on Wednesdays. Pickup needs to be in 32-gallon cans or in plastic paper bags. Plastic bags will not be taken. Branches should be in a 3-foot section and tied in manageable size batches. The DPW access regarding recycling, it can always drop off recycling, plastics, glass, cardboard at the DPW facility at 401 Sheridan Ave. The hours are set only up to 2:30. And the facility is also open on Saturdays, the first Saturday of the month, for a limited 7 a.m. till noon. Bulk waste has been starting, and the north side is now en route, and the south side should be starting on Monday morning. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Department of Public Safety, Councilman Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mayor. I have Chief Seuss's report for the month of May. For the month of May, the Kenilworth Police Department responded to 1,197 calls for service, and there were 884 911 calls. a total of 151 hours overtime for the month of May, and the overtime was primarily for patrol and dispatch overtime, along with 63 hours of overtime for the street fair on May 21st. There were a total of 204 traffic summonses for the month of May and 286 hours of training. There was one sick day and no sick occurrences for the month, and no on-the-job injury days for the month of May. Kenworth residents are reminded to please lock their vehicles, whether on the street or in their driveways, as many surrounding towns have been experiencing nighttime car burglaries in the past few weeks. Union, Cranford, Roselle Park, Garwood, Clark have all been hit with motor vehicle burglaries, and unfortunately Kenworth had 4 as well on the north side of town off of Michigan Avenue. Residents should be vigilant and immediately report any suspicious behavior they observe to the Kenworth Police Department. I know sometimes people think it's a small thing or something looks out of place. Please call our police department. They'd rather come out and it be nothing than not to come out or be called and someone's another victim. So please call the police department if you have an issue or something looks off. The Every 15 Minutes program was held on May 23rd and 24th and was a tremendous success. Everyone who watched the video presentation on Wednesday the 24th agreed that it was an emotional and impactful program. The parents of the student victims gave very moving and emotional speeches of what it felt like to lose their child, and there was not a dry eye in the audience. Chief Seuss would also like to recognize our school resource officer, Brian Picton, for his tireless work and effort in putting this program together for the first time in 5 years. Also, a huge thank you to all the other businesses and agencies who helped make this program a success. Kenworth Fire Department, Kenworth Rescue Squad, the Kenworth Board of Education, our Municipal Judge Rosenbluth, and the Kenworth Court Clerk's Office. The Kenworth Hotel, La Grilla Restaurant, Jersey Landscape, Jersey Art Productions, and Megan Harrison, who's a guidance counselor, and numerous other community partners were instrumental in helping make this program a success once again. And I don't believe it's on YouTube yet, but it should be on YouTube soon. All you have to do is search Kenworth, New Jersey, every 15 minutes, and it will eventually be there once it's edited and up. And it's a great viewing option to reinforce what these students learned, the juniors and seniors in high school, about drinking and driving and the consequences. Also, the Kenworth Police Department Youth Academy is scheduled for Monday, June 26th through Friday, June 30th. We're already at more registered youths than last year's academy and expect an even bigger turnout this year. The academy has grown from just 9 recruits when it began in 2015 to over 50 recruits last summer. This year, recruits will do physical training with the Kenworth Police Department officers, have a visit from Customs and Border Patrol agents, learn crime scene processing, and much more. Any borough youths who are still interested in signing up can scan the QPR code on the Kenworth Police Department Facebook page or contact School Resource Officer Brian Picton in the Guidance Department or in the high school for more information. And most borough residents are aware that on Tuesday, May 30th, the Perfection Plus Auto Repair Shop on Federal Avenue experienced a devastating fire. Police department and fire units were called to the scene at approximately 8:13 p.m. and encountered a fully engulfed business. Despite tremendous efforts of the fire department on scene, the roof collapsed and the business was an entire loss. The owner of Perfection Plus, John Malcolm, has been a community fixture for almost 3 decades and has always supported any person or group in town who needed it. The Kenworth Policemen's Benevolent Association has started a GoFundMe page to try and raise funds for the Malcolm family in their time of need, and residents are encouraged to help out in any way they can. And also, the law enforcement torch run is going to be this Friday, weather depending, with the current situation we have here in New Jersey with the air quality due to the fires in Canada. That should take place at 1 o'clock on Friday as long as the air quality improves. And that will begin at the Roseville Park border where the torch is handed off to our officers, and they will run down Michigan Avenue to, I believe, either Newark Avenue or the Boulevard. We're not sure what the turn point will be, to Orange Avenue and South 21st Street, where they will hand the torch to Cranford. And that is the kickoff to Special Olympics in New Jersey. So it's a great cause and a great program. If you can come out and support the police, it would be great. Also, just wanted to touch on the poor air quality that we have right now in our area due to those fires that I had mentioned, and please keep those residents in Canada and in your thoughts and prayers for one of the worst and most devastating fires that's ever been reported. Sensitive populations, which includes the elderly, infants and young children, and people with lung disease such as asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, emphysema or chronic bronchitis, should remain indoors. Individuals with asthma, poor air quality may trigger asthmatic attacks. Individuals with respiratory diseases, please follow physicians' recommendations and respiratory management plans. People in general should avoid strenuous activities and limit the amount of time they are active outdoors. For people who work outdoors or need to be outside, please take more breaks indoors if possible. Shorten length and intensity of any physical activity outdoors. And the most effective way to prevent breathing harmful particles from wildfire smoke is to stay indoors with windows and doors closed. If an air conditioner is available, run it while keeping the fresh air intake closed and the filter clean to prevent outdoor smoke from getting inside. When outdoor air quality is poor, do not use candles in fireplaces, which could add to indoor pollution. Do not vacuum, because vacuuming stirs up particles already inside your home. Do not smoke tobacco or other products, because smoking puts even more pollution into your air. And please don't rely on dust masks for protection. Paper, comfort, or dust masks commonly found at hardware stores trap large particles such as sawdust. These masks will not protect your lungs from smoke. People who must be outside can have some protection from an N95 mask if worn properly. And thank you, Angela, for supplying this to me to read tonight. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Councilman. Planning and zoning, Councilman Morrow.
Thank you, Mayor. It is spring and it's a wonderful time to do outdoor improvement projects, and we're seeing about 25 zoning applications last month for exterior-related home projects. We've got pools, fences, patios, and decks, all that coming around, so we've got a lot of healthy activity going on. Also had 4 new businesses looking for zoning application help, so we're seeing some prosperous things in Kenilworth. Fees from all the permits, mostly permit-related, I should say, with the fees totaling about $38,000 for the borough. It is also springtime, so we saw our code enforcement complaints that you'd likely see around this time of year for grass and weeds. A lot of breezy days for garbage and debris, so those things are floating around, as well as dumpster and pod permits that had to be looked upon. So a few maintenance-related things to think about as you're dealing with your home. For the month of May, we also saw, compared to the prior month, an increase in zoning complaints. And it looks like our main culprits, we did have a lot of rain over the last month. We've had people that were channeling runoff water paths in directions that were new. And sort of channeling them into different areas of neighbors' yards and other areas that shouldn't have been going into. So that has been addressed by some of the engineers in town. We had illegal apartments in town that needed to be looked into, a couple of those, and no permits for buildings going up. So we had a lot of activity going on in the month of May. It sounds like the police department did as well. So busy town, good to see everybody rolling into summer though. That's it for me, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Recreation and Fire, Councilman Patterson.
Thank you, Mayor. The Recreation Department will have an amusement set up leading up to the fireworks on June 25th. First swim night will be June 29th at Orange Avenue Pool, Cranford, and you can register through Community Pass. There's still time to register for the summer camp, which starts June 26th. Currently, there's 1,297 registrations across 8 weeks. For the first week, there's 162 registrations. Fire report for May, fire department answered 54 calls, which included 2 mutual aids. Rescue squad answered 43 calls. And a question for the chief of the fire department. Was there any point of origin or cause of the Perfection Plus fire?
It's still under investigation, just heavy damages, hindering their ability to make determinations, but still under investigation.
Thank you, sir. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman. Health, Education, and Human Services, Councilman Scurries.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll start with Board of Education. The Harding students put on a play, The Wizard of Oz. The board revised many of its policies and regulations for board members for their orientation and training, computer and resource use of corporal punishment, the student health records and health services, the student discipline, codes of conduct, and citizens advisory committee. The board also granted membership into shared services at the Central Jersey Program for Recruitment of Diverse Educators, also known as CJ Pride, to advance the diversity, equity, and inclusion, also acronym DEI. Move on to seniors. Yesterday we had a great picnic, very nice turnout, and the weather held to the very end where it then poured, as some of us that were there knew. Major construction is basically done at the senior center. The kitchen's completed. That's my understanding. All they need to do is a little cleanup and restocking. Food program should resume on June 12th. And on June 16th, there's be a ham dinner that's not sponsored by the county, but by our director. So it'll be the senior meal. My understanding is the county, for some reason, is not going to serve that day, so our director stepped in, and so it'll be a good meal for our seniors on that date. Also, we'll be continuing to work on the seniors' policies and procedures later on tonight. Hopefully, we'll have that finished tonight. Go to the library. Let's see. June 12th, 9th, and 19th, bingo at the library for 3 and up, 6:30. 13th, all ages, so newborn to 4, I'm sorry. 10:30 a.m., the Boogie Woogie program. 13th and 20th, PJ story time for ages 3 and up, 6:30. June 14th, yoga story time for 2 to 5, 10:30 a.m. June 15th, OK Early Dance Company will present program for all ages, 7 p.m. June 16th, Friday Fun Craft, present for ages 4 to 9 at 3:30. As a reminder, you can call the library to register for children's programs, 908-276-2451, as spaces are limited. For adults, Thursday, this Thursday, 8th and 15th, mornings from 2 to 4 p.m. Tuesday, June 20th, paper pals from 2 to 4 p.m. Information for all programs found on the website and Facebook page. You may call the library at 908-276-2451 if you have any other questions about programming. Board of Health meetings tomorrow night, so I have nothing new to report with that. And that's all I have for tonight.
Councilman Scurries, I'm sorry, Mayor. Did you say June 12th was the day the senior lunch program was back on? Or was that something else?
According to email, scanned email.
Okay, thank you. I had somebody
It's
ask.
a tentative date. I mean, could have changed since the email was issued.
Okay, check with
But I
that.
definitely know on the 16th, the director at the picnic said it was going to be a ham thing. So if it's not day date, it's very, very soon.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. Thank you, Councilman. Is there a motion to accept and approve committee reports?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next for council consideration is the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Consent agenda consists of resolutions 2023-150 through 2023-158. These resolutions will be approved by one motion. All items will be reported individually in full in the minutes. Councilman Finestrella.
Yes.
Councilman Morrow.
Yes.
Councilman Pence.
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi.
Yes.
Councilman Scurries.
Yes.
Councilman Zimmerman.
Yes.
We have one ordinance for introduction, ordinance 2023-13, ordinance repealing and replacing Chapter 131, Municipal Buildings, Use of the Municipal Code of the Borough of Kenilworth.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2023-13 for introduction?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Finestrella?
Yes.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Pence?
Yes.
Councilman Puglisi?
Yes.
Councilman Scarice?
Yes.
Councilman Zimmerman?
Yes.
Be it hereby resolved that ordinance 2023-13, heretofore introduced, does now pass on first reading, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on June 21st, 2023 at 6:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the Borough Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the Borough Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone have anything to say for the good and well-being of Kenilworth? Please come forward and state your name and address.
Hi, Tony Giordano Paserno, 241 Fayette Avenue. I just have a quick question about the budget. I was on the borough website and I don't see it posted. Is there anywhere, maybe it's in a link or something?
The budget you
Yeah.
can see, yeah, it's on the tax and finance page. And if you go on that page on the left-hand side, I
Okay.
can show you.
Yeah, I was looking for it before I came here, so,
No, it's definitely there.
okay,
I can help
thanks,
you.
thank you. No, I'll look when I go home. And I just had a question for Councilman Puglisi. In the May 17th meeting, you said that there was a huge increase with the group insurance, over $500,000 increase? Is that the group health insurance?
Well, I'll have the CFO speak to that specifically, but yeah, it's health, it's everything. Can you get into that?
Yes,
actual
state
number?
health benefits have an increase of 23% this year. So we're currently working with some brokers to try and shop out that. Some towns were successful in being able to leave, other towns were not. So we're doing everything in our power because we have 2 unions that we have to deal with also.
Right.
So we are looking at avenues to try and ease that burden and provide
Yeah.
the same individuals with better benefits. But
I thought maybe it was, because I couldn't believe it was 500,000 increase just for that,
just for that.
just for that. And you just mentioned the Merck tax appeal, so where are we at with that?
That's still ongoing.
No dollar figures yet?
No, correct. So well, I should say it's settled for the past years. Now they had just filed an appeal for the current tax year. So that's ongoing. So that's still in litigation, and we met with counsel a few months ago, our special tax counsel on that issue. So that's still ongoing, and we had a fairly in-depth conversation, and they gave us advice, and we gave them our suggestions. So.
Do you have a ballpark figure of where we're at budget-wise this year versus last year?
In terms of?
Like the either increase, decrease, I'm sure it's an increase. Not
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's an increase, and primarily, well, a lot of things, most of the things, if not all, were out of our hands. Contracts with the employees and other like. So I'll let the CFO give you the exact number, the approximate number on that.
No, like a percentage. Are we at 2%, 3%?
No, you're above we're above the 2% cap, but the cap has allowable exceptions, and the
I thought it was 2.5%.
local finance board actually increased that even more this year due to the issue with inflation. So certain things were being able to move outside the caps that normally wasn't as a one-time thing.
So where do you think we're at? Because I saw it said 2.5, but you could go up to 3.5.
That's
so we above 2.5.
That's the appropriation cap. That's the main operating functions. Yes, we're over that.
Do you have an idea of where we're at?
I want to say roughly, I think it's around 6%.
Wow. Okay. And the call report, if I can't find it, I'll give you a call tomorrow. Okay, thank you.
But if I can just, Councilman Puglisi, just on that Merck appeal, so everybody
has a little bit better of an understanding. The appeal they filed this year is a state tax appeal. So that is going to be a longer drawn-out process. The previous appeal that they did in 2022 was a county board appeal, and that had to be settled within that year. So this process will be longer.
Thank you for explaining. Anyone else? Okay. Seeing no one, I'd like a motion to close the floor to the public.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, at this time, the council has the need to go into executive session. I'd like a motion to enter executive session.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.